Right. Okay. Start. Just 1 minute. Right. Okay, guys. Good morning. Can you hear me? Send me a thumbs up. Hope you can hear me, right? Thumbs up. Right. Okay. Right. Good morning and welcome back. Let's start the class. This is the day two of accounting concept. Today we only need to do some questions. In day one, I have done the two recordings, which comprises in recording number one. I have detailed discussion of the. I have done a detailed discussion of the accounting concepts, and in day two, in the day one recording two, we did some questions, right? Similar like day two, today I'm going to discuss some other questions. Within 1 hour, we can finish it. I hope you can remember we discussed about 13 accounting concepts, right? So when it comes to the first one, accounting entity concept, which means owner and business concern as two different parties. Hope you can remember the application. I asked you to prepare the chart. Hope you can remember. Once you prepare the chart, send it to my WhatsApp number. Make sure to prepare it, right? As a summary one, your writing book, make sure to draw 3 lines in the chart, which means it's a likewise first column, you need to draw accounting concept name, then second one definition, third one the applications. Understand? Then it's easy for you. For an example, when it comes to accounting business entity concept, you can write the definition like this. And applications, these are the applications, right? uh, like financial statements are prepared in the name of the business, uh, recording transaction with owner in their owners in their capacity as owners, like we maintain equity likewise. So easy, clear, you send me a thumbs up. Make sure to draw the chart and send it to me. I'm checking, right, those who are doing. So you need to draw 3 columns in the chart, right? First one, definition, accounting concept, the definition, third one application, right? Then then we discuss going concern, which means business entity will continue its operation for unforeseeable future. Sorry, foreseeable future. So the applications, we categorize assets as current and non-current. We categorize liabilities as current and non-current. you know uh, Not showing the assets at realizable value in the statement of financial position, right? So annual depreciation we maintain, prepayments and accruals expenses also similar to that. Then periodic concept, a business cannot wait till the ends of the business operation to know its financial performance, so we divide into specific periods, right? So what are the examples? Profit or loss statement for the year ended, statement of financial position as at, likewise. In the money measure concept, it means we record only the transactions and events which measure in the monetary terms. That is the term called money measure concept. Then we discuss about accrual concept. Accrual means profit or loss period, income and expenses relevant to the account period should be recognized, irrespective of the cash receipt or cash payment, right? So we identify according to accrual concept, accrued expenses, then prepaid expenses, then accrued income, then the income received in advance. Likewise, these are the things. The debtors and creditors also similar to this one. Then consistency principle, when it comes to the consistency principle, which means we use the same accounting policy, right, in recognition of measurement, recognition and presentation of the elements of financial statements for one period of an accounting cycle to the next period. We consistently using the accounting policies, use of same cost formula to measure the cost of inventories, right? So Then substance over form concept. The business transaction should be accounted in accordance with their economic substance instead of their legal form. For example, we can take recognition of right to use assets in financial statements of lessee, right? Then recognition of liability based on the constructive obligation. Likewise, then realization concept. This is something relevant to the revenue recognition. We apply realization when we need to identify the sale of goods. Then rendering of service, credit sales. Likewise, matching concept means we match expenses against the income. These are the things, closing inventory, provisions, right? So all expenses that are not incurred to generate income in the future is considered as expense in the current period. Provision for doubtful debt, writing of bad debts, depreciation. Then prudence concept. Prudent concept means assets and income are not overstated and liability expenses are not understated, right? We made the provisions in the financial statement. Then we value in the inventories at cost and realizable value, whether which is whatever is lower. Then other than that, inventory valuation, bad debts, doubtful debt. Today we are discussing depreciation, provision for worksman compensation. Likewise, so I will do this one once we finish the depreciation part. Then materiality concept. Materiality concept means I told you we identify assets when it material for the decision making, means concerning the value composition of the total assets, right? For an example, I told you stapler machine and other puncher we are not concerning as non-current assets. Then low value assets we concern as expense. Then separate disclose of material information in the financial question. Then historical concept. We maintain assets on the historical value, but sometimes it can be like breached because of when we uh, measure the for the applications after the historical cost, measurement items of property plant equipment at cost, inventories at net realizable well. So these are the things which like breach this concept, right? So when we value the inventories at net realizable value, hope you can remember in the SFP, we identify inventory closing stock, the lower value of the cost of the net realizable value, right? So valuating of property plant, revaluation of property plant equipment. Likewise, finally disclose the concept. All information we need to disclose in here. For an what are the things, cost and accumulated depreciation in the disclose as a note. So then profit before tax, all items that need to be disclosed, disclose of cross classification. Likewise, everything we need to disclose in here, right? So other contingent liabilities as well. And I told you some uh, accounting concepts are applicable for like some three, four, five things are applicable. I think for an example, when it comes to depreciation, matching, prudence, going concern, periodically, money measure concept. Then stocks, prudence, matching, money measure concept. Then expenses, matching, periodic, accrual, money measure concept. When it comes to income, realization, accrual, matching concept, periodic concept, money measure concept. Property, plant and equipment, historical cost concept, going concern cost concept, disclosure concept, money measure concept. Likewise, easy clear to send me a thumbs up. And at the end, I gave you a note, right? So this is a summary note which discuss about this one, and there is another summary note users mentioned in here. Are you okay up here? Send me a thumbs up, right? This is again the quick summary regarding the 13 accounting concepts, right? So when it comes to these questions, I have done first one, I have done second one. Am I correct? So we need to start with the third one, right? Okay, let's go with the third one, right? Okay. So in here for A to M, they are asking about the accounting concept. Right. So let's write. So we need to write the accounting concept relevant for this. Right. Okay. Let's see. So this is extracted from the teacher's guide. So you can see this is about Puns on the enterprise statement of financial position up to 2017 March 31st, right? So what is the requirement in here? In here you can see the requirement is all about, there are two notes. The cost of the stocks were I'll take using thousands, because every figure mentioned in here using thousands, you can see, right? So 1,500, while the realizable value is 1,300. You know, in SFP we identify the lower value of the closing stock from the cost and the net realizable value. So the net realizable value is the lower value. So you know, under closing stock we should identify the 1,300, not the 1,500, because the lower thing, right? So depreciable non-current assets are depreciation on cost as per the company policy, right? So you know, we depreciate as per the company policy. State the accounting concept followed in the preparation of the statement of financial position, designated by the letter uh, below, right? Okay, let's see. A, in here, A, you know, A mentioned as Punsa the enterprise. Punsa the enterprise is business name. You know, because of why? Because of accounting entity concept, right? For one, you can write accounting entity concept. Entity concept, right? When it comes to B, you know, statement of financial position up to 31st March 2070, you know, this is the separate in the period, so you can write periodic concept, periodic concept, right? C, you know, in C you can see there C for the thousands, which means the money measure concept, money measure concept, money measure concept, money measure concept. When it comes to D, you can see it's all about the cost. Cost means the historical cost concept, right? You know, it's about historical cost concept. When it comes to D, you can write historical cost concept, historical cost concept. When it comes to E, you can see non-current assets. You know, assets are categorizing as non-current and current because of the going concern for both E and F. You know why we categorize assets as non-current and current? It's because of the going concern concept. Going concern concept. We can take going concern concept. When it comes to G, you know, costy, the stock's value is identified under the low of the cost of the net realizable value. It's because of the prudence concept. Can take it's because of the prudence concept. Prudence concept. H, where is the H? You can see where the H. Help me to find the H. In H. Prepaid shop print. Why? You know, prepaid things are because of the accrual concept, right? Hope you can remember, it's because of the accrual. Accrued expenses we apply through the accrued, prepaid things. This is prepaid, which means prepaid expenses, right? Is it clear? You send me a thumbs up. Prepaid expenses are comes under because of the accrual concept. Right. Okay. Right. If there's any concern, you can ask. Huh? Right. Next one. We have done up to H. Hope you are okay up to here. Right. We have done up to H. If you need more time, let me know. Right. Need more time, let me know. Now let's go to the I. Right. I. When it comes to I, 2016 uh, April 1st, capital, which means capital means the owners things. Why we separately identify owners thing? Because of the entity concept. You can write business entity concept. Entity concept. Right? J, net profit. Net profit, you know, uh, we identify it's because of the you can write matching concept, accrual concept. You can write like accrual, we identify income and expenses relevant for the period, right, in the PNL. So it is because of the accrual concept. Even you can write matching. We identify uh, expenses, right, against the income, right? Those are the income and expenses relevant things. So you can write matching concept as well. K, lease creditors. Lease things are because of the substance over form concepts. Substance over form concept, right? When it comes to L, right? Accrued electricity charges, accrued expenses, right? So, it's because of the accrual concept, accrual concept, right? When it comes to M, right, the M, it's about the accumulated depreciation, it's because of the prudence concept we depreciate. You can write mainly about the prudence, right? So, prudence, assets values are not uh, overstated, right? Prudence concept. Sometimes you may think, there are different things applicable for the depreciation, right? So, hope you can see in here, I gave you a different chart when it comes to the depreciation. Matching concept also, going concern now. It's going concern because of the depreciation concept. Periodicity also, money measure also same thing, but the best thing is for the accumulated depreciation is the prudence, right? Clear, you send me a thumbs up, right? So these are the things we write it under here, right? Let's go to the other one. So in here, you need to stay whether these things are true or false. It's question number 4. 4, right? 4. If the accounting statements are right, mark right. If it is wrong, correct, mark like this. In the accounting, when business transactions and events are recorded, it is considered that the business has a separate entity distinct from its owner. Yes, when the business transactions are recorded separately, which means business is having a separate ownership, right? Then next one, among the transactions and events that take place in a business, the ones that can be measured in the money terms are selected and recorded in the financial statements. That is the term called money measure concept. Here, that is the term called accounting entity concept. Financial statements are prepared based on the assumptions that the business activities will carried out on uninterrupted into the future. Yes, correct. That is the term called going concern concept. Going concern concept. The continuous lifetime of the business is divided into individual periods, and the financial statements are prepared for each period. Yes, that is because of the periodic concept. In accounting, all income relevant for the period, whether received in cash or not, is recognized as income, while all expenses relevant to the period, whether paid or not, recorded as expense. Is also correct. It's because of the accrual concept, right? All are correct in here. This is also extracted from the teacher's guide. All are correct, right? Okay. So let's start doing the MCQs now, right? Recognition of depreciation of each period in this income statement is done according to with the which of the following concept. This is 2015 thing. The best thing, we can identify matching concept, because they are asking about depreciation each period in the income statement. In income statement, why we identify? Because we need to uh, like, why we identify in the income statement, because of we need to uh, right, too much, right? It's because of the matching concept. Why? Why? That's why we identify in the income statement, right? It's because of the matching concept, right? Clear to you? Matching, right? Next one. Which of the following accounting concept provide the basis to recognize the sales revenue in the income statement at the point of sales? It's because of the realization concepts, right? Realization concept, right? So I'll take screenshots of the all the thing. Now I gave some other words for as well. You can remember. I'll take this, right? These are 13 accounting concepts. It's, when apply, what is the thing, right? You know, realize according to the realization concept, right? So in here, according to the realize, which means the revenue recognition concept, we identify the income, right? Uh, at the point of sales, right? Not the cash receipt and the other thing, right? Which of the following accounting concept provide the basis for classifying assets as current and non-current in the financial position? මෙන්න මේකේ පොඩි අවුලක් තියෙනවා. මම ඒ පොඩ්ඩක් බැලුවා මොන මොනවද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. මේකේ මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ අවුලක් තියෙනවා. I check the past tape as well. It's because of the going concern concept. There's no any answer, right? You don't change the answers like this. So change the answers like this. Number one, you can change as accrual concept. Accrual concept. Number two, you can change as going concern concept. Going concern concept. Number three, you can take as historical cost concept. Number four, you can take as periodicity concept. Number five, you can write as prudence concept. These are the answers. Prudence is from 2016 A level, right? So the correct answer is going concern concept. going concern. That is the thing we identify assets as current and non-current. Hope it's clear to you. Going concern. Hope it's clear to you. Right? Okay. Next one. Number 8. Right. Let's go to the number 8. Which of the following accounting concept provide the basis for recognize the year-end inventory at lower of cost and net realizable value? You know, it's because of the prudency concept. Prudence, right? It's because of the prudence concept. This is from 2016 A levels. 2016 A levels. Right. Question number 9. Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis for non-recognition of employee competencies? Right. So, what is the concept for G? You are asking about G means what is the G? You G? What is, sir? What is the concept for G? I didn't get you. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
In the third question.
In third one, right? You're asking
Yeah.
about 3. Uh, like this arm. Let me show you. All good,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
right? It may take these things as well. Very good, right? Right. Okay. Next one. Uh, Students. Now, number 9. This is 2017 A level. So let's see. Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis for non-recognition of employee competencies in the financial statements of the business? You know, since we can't measure it, that's why we are not identified. The concept is money measure concept, right? The concept is money measure concept, right? Number 10. Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis for recognition of debtors and creditors in the financial statements of a business? What is the answer? You can write it's because of the accrual concept. Even in this year, you know, going concern is also fine. Both are fine. In 2017 A level paper, they gave the marks for both, right? So accrual is the main thing. If you if you underline going concern concept as well, it is also fine, right? Number 11. Which of the following statements is correct or correct in relation to the applicable of accounting concepts in the preparation of financial statement? So let's see, this is from 2018. Equities defined as separate elements in the financial statements in line with the entity concept. Yes, that is correct. Going concern concept provides the basis for classification of assets as current and non-current in the financial statements. Correct. Statement of depreciation for each period in the income statement is in line with the matching concept. You know, that's why we identify depreciation as expense in the income statement because of the matching concept. So all A, B, C are correct. So we can write the answer number 5 concerning all A, B, C are correct. All A, B, C are correct. Number 12. Which of the following statement is correct or correct in relation to the applicable of accounting concept? Uh-huh. So let's see. Uh, the basis for recognition of debtors and creditors is provided by the accrual concept. Yes, that is correct. The basis for measuring inventory is at lower of cost and net realizable values providing by the matching concept. No, it's because of the prudency concept. So B is incorrect. The basis for classification of assets and liabilities as current and non-current, the statement of financial position is provided by the going concern concept. Yes, that is correct. Concern in that A and C is the only things are corrected in. We did number 13 last week. Then number 14 also I did. Number 15, there are different MCQs. You need to go with those different MCQs one by one. Let's see. In number 15, there are 1 to 14 or something. 15. The accounting principle that state companies and owners should be accounted for separately. It's because of the business entity concept, right? Business entity concept. Companies not disclosing insolvency would violate what? Prudency concept, right? Business එක කියන්නේ බුන්න කියන්නේ prudence insolvency means බුන්වත් වෙලා බංකොලොත් වෙලා එක disclose කරන්නේ නැත්නම් it's violate the prudence concept. Next one. The assumption that state the business can divide it up their activities into artificial time period, which means what? It's the periodic concept. Periodic concept. Periodic concept. Right? Up to number 3 done. Let's go to the number 4. Assets are recorded in their original purchase price according to which accounting concept? According to the historical cost concept. Historical cost concept. Management hiding important financial information violate what? It's violate the disclosure concept. If in important financial information need to be disclosed. When estimating unearned revenue, uh, what principle is applied? Like when we estimate the unearned revenue, it's apply the prudency concept. Sometimes you may think revenue recognition, if there is no anything. Uh, because of that, we identify prudency concept. Which concept focused on providing depreciation for non-current assets? It's because of the matching concept, mainly matching concept, right? So if you need, you can underline other things because there are four, 5 things also applicable for the depreciation. Mainly, it's because of the matching. The accounting concept that provide the basis for measurement of stocks at the lower of the cost and the net realizable value is it's because of the prudency concept. Prudency concept. With regards to the framework for the preparation and presentation of financial statements, statement information is considered as material. If it is omission or misstatement could, what is the answer? Affect the comparability of the financial statements and reporting, influence the economic decisions of the users of the financial statements. After the completeness, the understandability of the financial statement, affect the consistency of the financial reporting, affect the going concern. You know, Material we apply, if it is omission or misstatement, could influence the decision making, economic decisions of the users of the financial statements. Number 10, state the accounting concept that has been violated by an entity if the bank loan obtained by the owner for repairing his house was included in the liability. It's because of the entity concept. Violates the entity concept. Why? In entity concept, we identify owner and business as two different parties. Let's go to the number 11. State the accounting concept that provide the basis for classification of assets and liabilities as current and non-current in the statement of financial position. It's because of the going concern, going concern, concern. Number 12, which of the following accounting concept or the concepts provide basis for consider realized but unearned income as a liability? It's because of the accrual and matching, B and C. It's because of the accrual and matching. Unearned income means you know but unearned income, realized but unearned income, it's because of the accrual but and also matching. Which of the following situation is related with concepts of accrual, periodic, and realization? What is the answer? Accrual, periodic, and realization. Provision for doubtful debt, adjustments for entities, entries made at the end period, deducting closing stock in the calculating cost of sales, credit sales recognized as income, right, for the period, you know, carrying forward balance of the assets and liabilities account at the end of the period. Accrual means income and expense things. Periodic means dividend time period realization. Applicable, we can use credit sales, right? Accrual are there. Periodic about the amount relevant for the period. Period is concerned. Realization, right? So realization also when it generate, we identify. Which of the following accounting concept provide the basis to recognize stock damage as an expense? You know, so why we identify stock damage as the expense? Because of the matching concept. Matching concept. Which of the following accounting concept provide the basis to recognize debtors in the statement of financial position? Debtors we identify because of the you can write accrual concept. You underline the going concern also fine, right? So going concern also fine. Mainly it's because of the accrual concept. Number 15. Company purchased a motor vehicle on finance lease on 1st April 2018 for rupees 4 million. During the financial year, company has charged depreciation and included in the fixed asset, non-current assets, under which accounting concept uh, undertake according to lease assets as non-current as in the financial statement. Lease is mainly goes to the substance over form concept. Is it clear to you? Send me a substance over form concept. Are you okay up to here, guys? Send me a thumbs up. Are you there? Try to turn on the videos. Huh? I want the thumbs ups. Can you hear me, guys? Right. Number 16. Which of the number 16? Now, in here, not after this, in number 15, there were 16 MCQs. Now, the number 16, right? The separate. Which of the following accounting concept provide the basis to recognize debtors and creditors in the financial statement? This is 2014 A level. You know, it's because of the accrual concept. Accrual concept. Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis for classification of assets and liabilities as current and non-current? You know, it's because of the going concern 2014. Which of the following accounting period concepts require recognition of equity as a separate element in the accounting equation? You know, it's because of the entity concept. Because of the entity concept. What are the two underlying assumptions of financial statements according to the framework for preparation and presenting of financial statement? Two underline, two underlying things are mainly uh, we can take in entity concept, two underlying assumption for financial statements according to the framework for preparation of financial statements. In that era, the answer is accrual and going concern, right? Accrual and going concern, right? You will learn in future. Don't worry. Right. All right. Number 20. Which of the following accounting concept best describe the recognition of cost of goods sold as an expense and year in inventory as expense? What is the thing? Uh, it is because of the matching concept. Matching. Number 21. Uh, which of the following accounting concept provide the basis to recognize the inventory at a lower of cost and net realizable value in the financial statements? Prudency and realization. Realization. It's because of the realization and the prudence, right? We identify lower of the cost and the net realizable value in the SOFP. Okay. Number 22. What is the main underlying assumption for financial statements? It's about the going concern. Just remember, when we are preparing the financial statements, we need to concern about the business conducted for a longer period of time. What are the fundamental accounting concept? Uh, going concern, accrual, consistency, and prudence. These are the fundamental accounting concepts. Owner's drawings has been accounted as expense violated. Owner's drawings have been counted as expense violated, which owner's drawings has been counted as business expense violate, but it violates the entity concept. The closing stock were valued at market price with the higher than the cost price. Violate what? It violate the prudency concept. Prudency, prudency, prudency concept. Let's go to the 23. Which of the following accounting provide the uh, concept provides the basis to recognize the sales revenue in the income statement at the point of delivery of goods to the consumer? You know, it's because of the realization. Hope you can remember. We discuss, you know, it's realization or the revenue recognition. Both tasks. Recognition of depreciation for each period in the income statement is done in according to which accounting concept, according to 2015 A level units, because of the matching concept. Income statement we identify because of the matching concept. We need to set off against the income. This is 2011 A level. They are asking about the this is question number related to the 25, right? Given below is the income statements of Sena Private Limited. State an accounting concept applicable for each point denoted by the letter A, B, C, and D. 2011 A level. You know, we write owner's business name instead of the owner's name because of the business entity concept. Business or the accounting entity. B, you know, this is the periodic B about in here income statement for the year ended. Uh, you can write periodic concept, or even you can write uh, going concern, right? Going concern. The main thing is periodic. The main thing is about the period. Then C, sales. You know, sales means because income we identify according to realization, both cash and credit sales. Realization, or even you can write accrual concept. Accrual concept. D, expenses. You know, we identify expenses uh, because of the you can write mainly matching concept. Even you can write accrual concept, right? You write for this also money mission also fine for both. Yeah, but the main thing are these. If you need more time, let me know. If you need more time, let me, right? So let's go to the 26, right? Using the things you need to apply. 26. Select the accounting principle given below that best describe each of the situation. even in the table by denoting, indicating the corresponding letter, right? You just need to only mention the letter. Recognition of assets at its market value, it's because of the uh, relevancy principle, right? D. D. Sometimes you may think, right? Sometimes you may think there is no any relevancy thing, right? Yes, no any relevancy thing. It's in kind of out of the syllabus. Don't think about that. Or not out of the syllabus. This because of the like there are other qualitative things as well. You will learn in future, right? Recognition of assets acquired under finance lease, which is corresponding letter. It's substance over form. Which we don't worry about the first one. Disclose of previous year figures in the financial statements by, then we can compare. Comparability and relevance are two. Comparability, comparability, right? Making the adjustments after assessing the liability to collect the debtors balance. It's because of the making adjustments after assessing the liability to collect the debtors balance. Uh, we can take the prudence concept. See, comparability and relevance don't think learn in future, right? Right. 27. A plot of land bought in the year 2006 for 15,000 was recorded at its uh, relevant value, amount in 30,000 in the balance sheet as at 31st March 2009. Which of the following accounting concept is not followed in the situation? We not follow the historical cost concept. When we reevaluate the assets, reach the historical cost concept, you can write historical cost. 2006 A level. Cost of loose tools is completely written off to the profit and loss account during the year of purchase, even though they can be used for more than 1 year. Under which accounting concept this accounting treatment is consist with? No, it's the materiality concept I told. Loose tools, right? Though we can use that in 1 year, it's not much value. So we write off as expense materiality. 29. Let's go to the 29. What is the underlying accounting concept that provide the basis for the depreciation non-current assets 2007? Main thing is it's the going concern concept. That's why we depreciate. The 4 hours and a calling right? 4 hours and a financial statements of a sole trade. Let's see. The revenue recognition principle state that the revenue should be recognized when we need to identify when it is earned and realized or realizable. Not only the own, not only the realized and realizable, only to the extent cash received during the current accounting period, or the expense contain the expense incurred to earn it. Earn, realized to realizable. A provision for 15,150,000 doubtful debt was included in the financial statements of Amara PLC. With the following accounting concept provide the basis for the adjustments. What it does, doubtful debts mainly we identify because of the prudence. Prudence. Prudence concept. The balance sheet of Amarasena and Sons as at 31st March 2019 showed rupees 500,000 and 200,000 as balance of debtors and creditors. Which of the following is underlying accounting concepts for recognition of above debtors and creditors? You can see debtors and creditors mainly we identify because of the accrual concept, right? It's in the balance sheet. Yeah. So you can write accrual concept as well if you underline going concern. 2009. Which of the following is an essential characteristics of an asset? Uh, essential thing is and asset thing embodying future economic benefits. මං කලින් කිව්ව එක mainly දෙකම හරි. බාන debtors and creditors අපි identify කරන්නේ accrual concept එකේ තමයි තිබ්බේ. ඒනට going concern උත් හරි debtors and creditors තියෙන්නේ. Right? Hope you can see. Who can see? You can see I told you in the uh, accrual concept also. You can see under that recognition of debtors and creditors. Clear? Right. Now let's go to the nearest past papers. So we are going to the nearest our nearest past papers, which is the 2024 අන්තිමටම තිබ්බ පේපර්. මම මේ සෙෂන් එකට past paper discussion එකක් දැම්ම යන්නේ නැහැ ළමයි. දාන බාන thumbs up එකක් දෙන්න. Because we have done all the past papers from 2000 up to 6 and 7 as well. I have done all the things related to this session. Easy, clear, right? I'm not going to do the past paper discussion, right? For this, right? Let's see at the end. A firm is unable to continue its operation. This is the nearest paper. The firm is unable to continue its operation for unforeseeable future. Which of the following accounting concepts are not relevant to the preparation of financial statements of the firm? So when the business is uh, unable to continue its unforeseeable future, what are the not applicable thing? Business entity and is applicable substance over form realization. So we are not applicable in going concern and the historical cost. ඔක්කොම assets historical වලින් තියාගන්න realizable, right? So going concern and the historical is not applicable. The business is going to wind up unable to continue its operation. This nearest page. Which of the following statement is or are correct as per the application of business entity concept? All transactions of business are recorded in the perspective of the firm. Yes, according to the business entity concept. This concept provide the uh, basis for the identification of a reporting entity. Yes, according to business concept, it's correct. The owner's investment in the business is presented as claims to the resources of the business. Claim mean the equity in another word. So, like owner's investment in the business is presented as claim. Yes, all ABC three are correct. ABC all are correct. This is also 2024 A level. This is covering the short answer writing. Complete the following statement with the most appropriate accounting concept. Only the transactions with monetary value occurred in the firms are required to record in the books of the accounts as per the money measure concept. Money measurement. The blank concept requires the firm to report all information of the financial statements which are useful uh, for the stakeholders to make decisions. It's because of the disclosure concept. The cost of goods purchased during the current year but not sold by the year end of a firm is excluded from the cost of sales as per the matching concept. The cost of relatively low value equipment with a useful life is more than 1 year is treated as expected financial statements of firm as per the materiality concept. As per the materiality concept. If you need more time, let me. Next one. 2000, sorry, 23 within brackets 2024 level. Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis to classify assets as liability, assets and liabilities, current and non-current? You know, it's because of the going concern concept. The answer is number. Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis for the recognition of right to use assets? You know, that is about the lease. Lease means substance over form. Number. Right to use assets, just remember, till we remember it's about the lease things. Complete the following statements with the more appropriate accounting concepts. Uh-huh. Let's see. The blank concept provide the basis to recognize the debtors and creditors in the financial statements of a business. You know, it's mainly accrual, right? I told you. Accrual. Going concern is also fine, but the best thing is the accrual. The dividends paid to stakeholders is presented as distribution of profits in the statement of changes in equity in line with the entity, because dividends are distributed, which means we identified changes in the equity, which means because of the entity concept. C. The blank concept provides the basis for recognized provision for liabilities with the uncertain timing or amount. That is because of the prudency concept. Prudency concept. The revaluation of property, plant, and equipment uh, at the fair value is an example for the deviation from historical cost. Historical cost concept. Deviate the historical cost concept. All good. Number 39. Which of the following accounting concept leads to the non-recognition of air pollution arising to the business activities in the firm in the financial statement 2022 within brackets 2023, because of the money measure concepts, since we can't measure it? Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis for making an allowance for doubtful debt at the end of the year? You know, it's because of the matching and prudence. State the accounting concept that is most applicable for the each of the situation of the apparel manufacturing company. See, this is 2000. What is the paper? Is I think the same thing. This is also 2023 within brackets 2024 level. You can write. Is also 2023 in brackets 2020. Same thing. Short answer. Valuing of year in inventory at low of the cost than net realizable value. It's because of the prudence. Prudence. Classification of fabric stocks at current assets and swing machine as non-current assets. It's because of the going concern. Going concern. Recognition of depreciation of swing machine in the production cost. It's matching concept. We identified depreciation. Recognition of sales revenue based on the satisfaction of the performance obligation in the contacts entered with the customers. Sales revenue, it's because mainly about the realization. Or you can write revenue recognition. Hope it's clear to you. 41. Which of the following accounting concepts provide the basis for classification? The portion of the long term payable within 12 months from the date of the finance position as a current liability. It's because of the going concern concept. Number three, we concern the business long last, right? The estimated useful life of a machine owned by a firm is devised from 10 years to 8 years, and the depreciation calculated on this division has been recognized in the financial statements of the current year. Which of the following accounting period provides the basis for the recognition? It's the matching concept. Depreciation, matching concept. We learn when it comes to why we do like this, the standards, right? By the time. This is 2021 within brackets 2020. Identify the accounting concepts applicable for to each of the following items denoted by A, B, C, D in the following income statements of Amal traders. You can see A, it's business entity concept, owner's name. B, statement, income statement. It's because of the periodicity concept, periodic, periodicity concept. C, it's about the value. So money measure concept, money measurement concept. We identify cost of sales again the sales because of the matching concept. Cost of sales is an expense. We match expenses from the income, right? Hope it's clear to you. Which of the following accounting treatments reflect the application of the substance over form concept? So you can see uh, recognition of income tax payable as an uh, by an entity as a liability. No. Recognition of right to use assets as an asset in the financial statements of the leasing. Uh, Recognition of a constructive obligation of an entity as its liability. Both two B and C we can concern. So the answer is number four. Number four. State two situations in which the historical cost concept is not followed in preparing the financial statement. You can write like revaluation of property, plant and equipment. Then you can write valuation of inventory at lower of costs and net realizable value. Then you can write number three, recording of, just read it, write it and think, then you can have a clear idea when we discuss this. Recording of right to use asset and lease liability based on present value of future cash flow. This is we term as lease rental. Just write it and keep it, right? Number four, measurement assets and liability at fair value. Right. Finish it and raise your hands. Just make sure right. But okay, I'll show you answer for 39A. I'll show you. First write it and raise it. you done raise your hands, then I'll go back. If you miss something, send it to the chat box. I'll show it to you. Done raise your hands, huh? Make sure to raise your. Right. You know 39A. So when it comes 39A, it's money measure. Okay. Any other missing? No, right? எல்லாவட்டும் இவ இருக்கிறேன் எல்லாம் மாட்டும் இருக்கணும். So let's start 12. At 12 noon, what I'm going to do, I'm going to the financial statements of a sole trader. So we need to start from we finish these things today. We need to do bad debts and doubtful debts, right? Okay. So we need to bad debts and doubtful debt. Another 38D. 38D. Historical cost, right? All good, right? Any other concern? Okay. If you need any other support, refer the recording, right? Okay. So let's meet 12. All.